What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Diamond Studios podcast. This is where three friends get together and talk about music, business, and the balance of both with life. I'm your host, Nathan Collins. As always, we're joined by Kevin Beggs, Jonathan Boucher, and today we are going to tell you how to maximize your recording experience. So, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Man, what a...
So good.
I love it. That instrumental is probably one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites too.
It's a good one. All right, so yeah, today we are indeed, we're going to talk about how to maximize your recording studio. But before we get into that, I got to let you know about something. Oh no, massive gasp in the room. There's something called PodPro.
PodPro.
And the structure of our podcast would not exist without it.
PodPro.
PodPro. So you can head over to podpro.app and get started for free. All of our fellow podcasters, this is how you systematically scale your podcast. And trust me, it's worth it. It is so worth it. It helps us a lot. We use it for this podcast. I use it for my podcast, and I know several other people that use it for theirs, and it makes a massive difference in their show time and their focus. So head over to podpro.app and get started for free. And if you're serious about podcasting, you'll do it. Trust me, it's good. It's good.
So good.
All right, let's maximize your time.
Let's do it.
All right. How do you maximize your time?
Come prepared.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Immediately.
Yeah. So our three topics that we are going to hit on today. Be cautious of the guests you bring along for the ride. It's a good one. Set realistic time goals for each segment of a song. Come with a schedule. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. We see it all the time. People bring in a whole posse, and
they
then
get nothing done.
They get nothing done. Too many inputs.
Billy Bob wants to record his feature on your song, but he takes 3 hours to do the feature, and then all your time is gone. All your money is wasted on Billy Bob's time.
Yeah. I mean, part of that's on you for not telling them to get out of the booth.
Yeah, have the balls to tell them to stop.
But still, like, it wouldn't happen if you didn't invite half of your freaking family.
Yeah.
And it's always the same. The guys that are inviting their whole family, they come in and their song's not rehearsed and ready to record.
Yeah, most of the time. Now, there are scenarios where it's acceptable. I know a lot of freestyle rappers, they feed off the energy of their peers.
Yeah.
But still, once you put four or more in this room, it's too much.
Yeah, I was going to say that is something that I was going to counter that with, is that we have seen a lot of times where having a lot of people has actually helped them do better. Because whether it be their pride or whether it be their ego, whatever it is, they want to make sure that they sound good in front of other people. And so it puts that pressure on them to do better. So that is the other side of it.
Yeah.
But still, too many people is still going to be too many people.
90% of the time, that falls under the genre of a rapper.
Yeah.
Like someone who's used to rolling pretty deep, just with a crew. If you're in a band or if you're a pop singer, singer-songwriter, country, just be cautious.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to overdo it.
No.
You don't. All right, next up. Set a realistic time with realistic goals for your studio time.
You would say this is based on person, though, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Because I feel like we've seen people come in and they take a long time on a song, but the song is really good.
Yes.
Even if they were really prepared. But we've also seen people come in with a plan and they do it really quick, but it's not what they wanted. Also, the next session they come in, they redo everything they did.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like almost like more of a beginner issue, maybe.
True. Yeah. Once you find your groove, you
don't know what it's gonna be like. The first time you come here.
That's true.
That's very true. Now, also, I bet you anything, I wrote this thinking these people were gonna come into the studio with a posse.
Yeah.
Now, if you're coming in if you're a band, you need this.
You do.
You need to understand that you have 5 hours to knock out an entire song, and you need to set a realistic time of, okay, drummer, you've got an hour to knock out these drum tracks.
Yeah.
But be realistic. Don't be like, drummer, you got 3 takes, and if you don't get it, we're going to kick you out of the band. It's not that serious.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's just not. So most of the time, if you are more than one person, You need to set a realistic time, like timestamps with realistic goals. That way you maximize your time.
Yeah.
Because overall, the more you accomplish within your studio time, honestly, the better your experience is going to be.
Right.
If you walk out of a studio doors, and you haven't accomplished anything, then you're going to be like, man, that really sucked. I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah. There's definitely a high you get if you've done a whole project, or you've done like a song, you finished something, or have finished like a lot of one project. You leave and you're on top of the world for at least a week.
Yeah. You are good to go.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you're eager to get back in the
Yeah.
next time. And you've learned from the productivity that you've accomplished in this one.
And even from an engineer standpoint, I feel like it's a much better environment when they know what they want and know what they're doing, and you can just guide and direct slightly instead of having to move a whole transfer truck into the right direction.
Transfer
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it feels.
True.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
That's very true.
Especially with bands.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of bands, come in with a recording structure. Okay. Yeah. It kind of blends in with the second one where you've got, schedule a realistic time with realistic goals. But schedule your recording structure. So, who goes first? How does your band structure itself? Do you need to track guitar first? Do you need to track... Are you weird and you want to do bass first? You need to have that recording structure down. And, unless you're writing.
Yeah.
If you're writing, just free flow.
Yeah.
Do your thing. But if you're coming in with the intent of leaving with a single, you've got to have a scheduled recording structure. Without it, you're going to leave with a train wreck.
Yeah. Touching back on the writing part, I do know a lot of people who do write while they record.
Yeah.
Because that's their process. So I think that scenario would obviously be different for that person.
Yeah.
But for someone who isn't writing and has all these parts already ready, schedule out what you're going to do.
Yeah. No, for the people that are coming in with a specific goal to finish a song, having that recording structure is extremely important.
Yes.
Otherwise, you've just paid for a very expensive practice time.
We've seen it.
We see it often.
Yeah.
We see it very often. I mean, we're not complaining.
No.
We're making money. But at the same time, we get the same high that an artist gets whenever an artist leaves here with a completed song.
It's like a proud papa.
Yeah, exactly. We got a whole bunch of babies out there.
Yes. Nick Cannon.
Oh, my gosh.
Family.
Oh, my gosh. We did so good.
We did so good.
We did so good. All right. So that's 3 tips. We blazed through those.
We did. Quick tips.
Quick tips. So that's 3 tips for you to use to maximize your recording experience. This podcast's short enough. If you missed something, go back and listen to it again. Just go for it. Also, stay tuned for the next one. We're gonna give you more tips. I'm not gonna tell you on what, but make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and pay attention to what we're doing here on the podcast. We're gonna try to help you out as much as we can, all you recording artists out there, and studio enthusiasts or whoever's watching, or the proud mom that has a son that records. All right, what are we listening to this week?
I've been listening to Isla Vista Worship.
Okay.
They're good.
Nice.
I like them a lot.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, I've been listening to Bright Eyes.
Nice. I think I'll see this coming from a billion miles away, but Tori Kelly.
Yes.
My wife is sick of her new song.
I love it.
I love it too.
It's so good.
I love it too.
You know what else is really good?
What?
Living Room Coffee Roasters.
Man. So good.
Check out these cool mugs.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Diamond Studios, Living Room Coffee Roasters.
So good.
And if you go to GeorgiaCoffeeRoasters.com, you can't buy these mugs.
Nope.
But you can get a bag of coffee.
Yeah.
And by the time this episode's out, you can't get this mug. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So those mugs are only available at Fools Fest, which is
It's already passed. But it's a cool mug, isn't it?
It's a pretty awesome. Now this mug that I'm holding, one similar like that. If you go to diamondstudioslid.com, click on our merch store, you can get the shirt that I'm wearing. I'm not this. I'm gonna keep this one.
Can't get that one.
You can't get that one.
You can't get this one anymore.
But you can get a mug, you can get a shirt, and a hat.
Fanny
No
pack,
one has
right?
hats on.
Is that still
Fanny pack's a thing.
Okay.
T-shirts are a thing. So head over to diamondstudioslid.com, go shopping, and we really hope you enjoyed this
Go
episode.
shopping.
Make sure you join us for the next one. Every single Wednesday at 5 a.m. we drop a new episode. Wow.
All right.
All right, Beebs, sing us out, man.
Look out for our tips. They're coming in more next week. They're gonna be really good. They're gonna be really sweet. This has been the podcast. This has been the podcast.